you're having coffee with me, I would wish you a happy new year. Hello, January, the Monday of months. I got to shut down my 2022 on quite the artistic high by attending an arts festival in Bulawayo, the second largest city in Zimbabwe, and Haiki, the creative capital for the arts. Yes, I'm the guy who enjoyed a 6-hour bus ride and covered 440 kilometers to attend Intwasa Arts Festival called Bulawayo. Intwasa means spring in Ndebele, and the festival is traditionally held in September, which coincides with our spring season. Side note, I feel like we have about 2 seasons, winter and not winter, which consists of hot dry season and hot wet season. This year, due to reasons beyond the organizers' control, the 18th edition of Intwasa was postponed from its September calendar to December, although some of the scheduled events were still held in September, with the December edition dubbed Intwasa Extra 2022. Personally, I would hope they continue to hold the December calendar, which is the most festive month of the year. If you're having coffee with me, I'll tell you what prompted me to attend this festival. During a Creative Hustle seminar, there was talk about how there was no proper critique in theater, in mainstream media, and arts journalism was carried out by folks who didn't seem to understand or have a passion for the arts. So when I saw that the lineup included a masterclass on arts reporting for journalists and bloggers, of course, how could I not take up the opportunity to rub shoulders with industry experts while also indulging in an artsy adventure? I attended the headline act, Women, Wine and Words, featuring acts by Tariro Negitare, Tandilana, Nkwali, Michelle Tanya, and a debut performance by Kaina. And yes, men were welcome to attend. Women, Wine and Words was a finger-snapping, hand-clapping, scintillating experience with lovers of spoken word and poetry at heart. I had a brief chat with Michelle before her performance, and I'm totally taking credit, small, for helping her shake off that pre-performance knots and went on to deliver a killer opening act. I also ran into Batsira Ichigama, who traveled from Harare with the ensemble for a theatrical reading of Can You Talk in her poem book for women trying to breathe and failing. I'm proud to say I watched Batsira Ichigama's performance Home and Away, from the debut performance to the book launch for women trying to breathe and failing to lead first and now Intwasa. I know what to expect, yet each performance is as intense as the first. Tarone Gitare got the audience to their feet when she performed the hit Chitima, which, if popular sentiment holds true, should always be part of a set. Nkwali ended that night on some energetic dance and song. A student of the Inkulukelo Yabacha School of Arts, IASA, on stage, she is poetry in motion and was the perfect rap for an evening of Women, Wine and Words. If you're having coffee with me, I'll tell you that after a night of music and poetry, I didn't wake up early enough to attend the digital skills masterclass. Besides, as I told myself, I'll be better suited as a facilitator for such a session. The poetry slam billed for the afternoon was cancelled, and so I checked out the Extra Youth concert. It was scheduled to start at 3 p.m., but started much later. I saw a couple of acts, and soon after a fascinating performance by Simunye, I had to leave the concert to dash to Bulawayo Theatre to watch the Vagina Monologues Africa. The Vagina Monologues Africa is an African rendition of Eve Ensler's Vagina Monologues, produced by Chipo Mawadide. I'd watched the play online during lockdown and forgotten the power of an audience when you watch a play live compared to watching it by yourself in your living room. The way the audience starts off short, the opening acts, during the opening where the cast introduce the first names by which vaginas are known, Neville's giggles wondering if they can say things like that, and by the end of the play, the audience would be liberated, laughing heartily, and perhaps leave the theatre a little more informed. Overall, Intwasa Festival was a beautiful experience, although I hope in the future the organizers work on their scheduling and timekeeping so they don't split attention. For example, I missed watching the award-winning play Zambezi since it was built at the same time as Women, Wine and Words, and I had a heck of a time picking between the two. Then I had to leave the Bulawayo Youth Concert halfway to be able to watch the Vagina Monologues. On the sidelines of the festival, I also ran into some people who I have known and interacted with online but never met. I also had an interesting adventures navigating the streets of Bulawayo, which I am not familiar with, and figuring out the various bus stops with my rudimentary comprehension of Sindebele, which is mostly greetings such as Falikunani, which means hello. If you're having coffee with me, I'll tell you that electricity seems to be decently during the festive period. Some say it's because companies had taken their annual shutdown, so there was lower power demand, which meant less load shedding.